I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and it's a beautiful day outside, and I've got 3 devices in my hands. An AT&T device, a Sprint device, and a Verizon device. It's time for a 4G LTE speed shootout. Let's roll it. Alright, speed test running on all of these devices. 4G LTE on Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon in the Dallas metro area. Now, you've got 4G in varying capacities on all of these devices. For example, you've got 4 bars on the AT&T device right now, 5 bars on the Verizon device, and no bars on the Sprint device. The service is obviously going to vary depending on where you're at in your individual geographic area. But that said, we're going to do some rough speed tests to get an idea of which one is the fastest, at least in this area, which one is the fastest. So we're going to begin the test all across the board here and take a look. Now, Verizon's the only one that gives you any sort of speed indicator. They give you a 5 to 12 megabit per second guarantee on the download, 2 to 5 megabit per second guarantee on the upload. But right now what we're seeing, AT&T clocking in at 13 megabits per second. You got Sprint coming up even with no bars of 4G LTE service. No bars right now, just 4G LTE service and a little bit of that. You get a download speed of 12 megabits per second and an upload speed of 9.64 megabits per second. Over on the AT&T device, 13.43 megabits per second, upload of 8.89 megabits per second. And then on Verizon, 7.52 megabits per second with an upload of 13.83 megabits per second. Forgive the sun glare here, but you can see that speed test is running on all of these devices. So the winner in terms of download speed goes to AT&T this round with 13.43 megabits per second. Upload goes to Verizon with 13.83 megabits per second. But Sprint is certainly holding its own. Let's do another test. We'll restart and have a look again. They're clocking in right now. Looks like Sprint might be ahead this time in terms of the download speed unless Verizon or AT&T kick it in here last minute. But right now, download speed, the winner looks like it goes to, drum roll, winner goes to Sprint with 14.93 megabits per second on the download, whereas AT&T has 12.55. Verizon has 10.90 on the upload. Verizon wins with 12.64 megabits per second. Upload 8.63 megabits per second on AT&T, 7.89 megabits per second on the Sprint version. So obviously very similar LTE speeds across the board here in this particular area, but you can see Sprint's LTE, at least right now, is nothing to scoff at. 14.93 megabits per second, 7.89 megabits per second on the upload. So we'll take a look here at the final results. Forgive the glare. Let's get that focused in. 14.93 megabits per second on the LG Optimus G, 7.89 megabits per second on the upload, and on our last test, 12.91 megabits per second on the download, 9.64 megabits per second on the upload. AT&T and Verizon continue to perform well. Also, that said, these networks are a little bit more saturated. Verizon's obviously very saturated since they rolled out 4G LTE. AT&T is starting to get saturated with these major metro areas starting to get LTE. Sprint's the newcomer to the LTE block. But as you can see here, at least right now, the speeds are quite good. Will they be that good when the market's as saturated as AT&T or Verizon? Or their network that is as saturated as AT&T or Verizon? We'll find out. But until then, Sprint users, you got something to be excited about. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of 4G LTE, all of these devices and more. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. Let me know what your 4G LTE speeds are at PhoneDog_Aaron on Twitter and on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more on these 3 carriers, these 3 devices, and these 3 4G LTE speeds on PhoneDog.com.